was taking place here, and I will do this throughout all the other communities.
That's a very good thing to do.
Something is bothering me deep inside, and what's bothering me is why can't we come together if we say we believe in one God?
You know what had to happen, brother? Me and Minister Louis Farrakhan both had to put our personal egos aside and think of the betterment of our congregations and our people, and that's what made it possible. You're going to find that the Sunni Muslims got such big egos, they can't put it aside, because that's all they got is their ego. We got more going for us than just our egos. We have congregations of black people who want to do something as a family. So we were able to put our egos aside, put our little differences of opinion, his idea of Master Fraud Muhammad as opposed to mine of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, his ideas of certain things where we may differ, we put that aside and said, let's get together on the things that we agree on, because we got people depending on us and looking at me and you for guidance, and me and you got to show them some type of example. And this dividing is causing us to be conquered. So we got together and we hugged and embraced, and we realized that we can find things in both our congregations that we can agree on and bring the family together. And that's what we're doing. If the Sunnis don't want no parts of it, it don't make us no difficult. We're going to still do it. Because a lot of them want to love white people. I ain't got no room for that. Not in this day and time. We don't have, at least when Jesse Jackson was going for president, somebody was trying to make a statement to us that there was a little hope for black man. When they just stepped on Brother Jesse Jackson and put another cracker up there, we're back 15 years again. If you understand what I'm trying to say, when Jesse Jackson was a candidate, it said, well, maybe America is going to take a little curve in their emotions and give us a shot, right? Yes. But the way they treated Jesse Jackson after that just niched him like he wasn't a primary part of blacks getting ready to vote, because he got all us stimulated to vote, and they just stepped on him and threw some crack in there. I'm like, we back 15 years ago. Now it's back. We about ready to go back to the Black Panthers again. Because we're back to scratch the way they treating the brother. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So people like me and Farrakhan say, listen, we better get together. We better find out what Sister Falani is doing with the new party, and find out what she's trying to do, and find out how, because we can't shake Jesse Jackson and realize the devil is out to hurt him, and we can't make him see that. I mean, then it's going to be a sad day for us as blacks. They'll set the brother up, find some scandal and blaspheme his name and make him look bad in the public. They'll do all that kind of stuff. And believe me, if they watch anybody close enough, they'll find a fault. So we got to get together as a people, the black man, and do something for our families. We got families starving all over the world, throughout the Caribbean, all over Puerto Rico, and our people are starving. And we got to get together and do something as a family, and that's why we came together. And we're trying to convince other congregations to do the same thing and put their egos aside. You know what I'm saying? Just lay your ego aside, and I'm the imam of this, and I'm the great this. Right. Put all that aside. If you're really so great, then you can put it aside and let our congregations come together. That's the best way. And let the congregation decide what the truth is. Okay? I'm glad you brought it up too.
Right. It has brought some peace to my soul.
Mine too, when we got together, believe it or not.
Assalamu alaikum. It seems like we got to a conclusion about the answer might be that we got to come together. All right, you got different congregations, right? You got different religions. You got black people, with the Jehovah Witness, Seventh-day Adventists. They're all coming together in their own churches, right?
I hope so, because it's time.
And still, what's the bottom line?
I think the bottom line would be if all of us got together and was able to sit down and talk to each other without arguing and versing and just talk, we'll find out who got the truth. The truth will come out while people are sitting together. But as long as the Jehovah's Witnesses feel we're wrong and we feel they're wrong, and and all the ministers are walking around keeping the congregation from locking into each other, that's not doing us no good. I think that once we all get together as a family, and we can sit down with we Jehovah's Witness, Seventh-day Adventists, Pentecostals, black Muslims, Sunni Muslims, Shia, anything, and we all can get together and start to just meet on the things that we agree on, that we are one people and we need each other, then we'll assimilate where the truth is at amongst us. You follow what I'm saying? And once that's done, we can start building that nation. But as long as we're divided, they're going to keep conquering us. As long as we're little splinter groups, they'll keep us against each other and they'll keep us, weak. But if we start uniting, they can't stop us.
Well, could you give any additional points for the young brothers and the sisters as a step one basis?
Yes.
As you go out there to fight the system or, your hang-ups or whatever.
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah,
I think the first thing we have to learn to do as a people is start rejecting his stereotypes. You follow? In other words, he puts out a certain dress style and we all wear it. He puts out a certain kind of music and we all listen to it. He has a certain kind of automobile out. Young black boys are buying these new these low cars with the riders on the side, and he has a certain. We got to rebel against these stereotypes, because as long as we keep complying to the stereotypes, he has a certain amount of control over the way we think. Then the next thing is we got to become concerned with each other. I got to start caring about your problems. And you got to care about my problems. We got to start buying from each other and trying to create products to sell to other people instead of always us buying from everybody else and selling nothing to nobody economically. We got to think in terms of educating our children with a new image in their minds and their souls, and get this white supremacy out. That devil food cake is black and angel food cake is white, and good guys ride a white horse and bad guys ride a black horse, and dark shadows is evil. We got to change these subliminal indoctrinations that has been put in our minds. See, the Sunni Muslims don't want to picture the Prophet Muhammad black, but what they don't realize is that the white Arabs have already put one out in their mind in the Hadith as white. You understand what I'm trying to say? We got to deep down inside like a dentist and take out these cavities so our children will not be looking at it from a white man's standpoint of view, but look at it Islam colorblind. But we can't make them colorblind if they've already been blinded by some color. If they've already made you think that all the prophets was white, Jesus was white, Moses was white, Muhammad was white, all of Muhammad's companions was white, then a black kid comes along and then you teach him no racism in Islam. You're teaching them that after they've already said the prophet was white. So we gotta get down inside of ourselves and get these white images out of ourselves, because these white images give me and you subconscious inferiority complexes. They make us feel inferior because everything is white seems to be right. Everything on television is always leaning towards the white man is right. You understand what I'm saying? And so I think that we got those principles to deal with. We got to deal with the roots of our emotions that this man is affected. We got to stop following his trends. And we got to reconsider many things that some of our great leaders and the greatest, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, had to say about us as a people and the direction we should be going in, because he knew what he was talking about more than any of the leaders we had or have right now. You follow what I'm saying? But we just didn't want to listen to him because the white man told us he was a bad man. Because the white man said don't listen to him. Because he wasn't going along with the white man's religion that Jesus is a white boy up in heaven and one day everybody's going to go up there and sit on some throne with him forever. Because he didn't agree with that and didn't give us that Christian mentality of spook gods, then they didn't like him because they couldn't keep us spooked. The white man likes to keep me and you spooked. You talk to the average Sunni Muslim, he is spooked. You start talking about Islam, they are spooked. They start believing stuff like the Baruch, the horse that took the Prophet Muhammad from Mecca to Medina, was a big creature with a bunch of wings. They're spooking him again. And everything is for real. And if we're going to change the way our people feel, we got to go inside our people and change the way they feel inside, and then the goodness will reflect outside. This brainwashing and this subliminal seduction that the white Arabs are putting on us is just as bad as whitewashed Christianity. You know, it's so sad though, like you pointed out, but black people will go to work on Monday and take the white man's word that he's going to pay them on Friday. But they won't come together with black people and put their money together on Monday together to do something because they don't trust each other. But when it comes to the white man, I'll start working on Monday and know because he told me on Friday he's going to pay me and I'll get a check, I'm willing to trust him. But when it comes to blacks doing that, they won't get together. If you black men in there got together and put your money together and found some sister in that place that can make something, and all of y'all back there, y'all would be in the first business. You'd have your first, some sister in there could sew or do hair or whatever she does. And if all those black men there took 1 week's salary, don't give it to the Ansar Allah community. Choose somebody in there that y'all trust. Pool all that money on behind that one sister. Open your first business, and y'all would be in business in about 2 months. And if she makes shirts, we all say, from henceforth, we buy our shirts from Sister Nubia. And that's the only place we buy shirts. Even if we don't like every shirt, them Jews can't like that kosher food. They can't. Not as nasty as that food be tasting. They can't. But they be buying it to support each other. They can't. You know what I'm trying to say? That's what we have to do. We're the only people that don't do that. The Italians do it, they got Little Italy. Right? The Polish do it, and they got Polish Town. The Latinos and the blacks, we cannot do it. Because every time we get together, they call it together. Everybody